We out here, the Re-Up Podcast. Been waiting on this for a long time to have a special moment to do this podcast live at a festival around a bunch of beautiful people. This is my first time at Submersion. How about you, BeMo?
I was just about to ask you, where exactly am I? I'll be honest with you. I drove down a dirt road. I took many lefts. Where do you have me, Alex?
Well, what I've been told is a lot of people know that New Jersey is full of nature because of the Sopranos. A lot of people, yeah. Because I thought it was just something in between, New York City, something like that. But
I'm gonna be honest with you, Alex. That doesn't come from me because on the Sopranos, every time I went to the woods, they left a body. Okay, and I don't want to fall in that number, brother. What's up, man?
Man, I'm doing good. I'm excited for you to be in our world for a second, BeMo. I talk about festivals very, very often. Oftentimes, I come back from a festival and we do our podcast. So I'm really excited to be here, the Re-Up Podcast. This is a special moment because we're going to take some time to talk about some subjects that a lot of people don't get to hear much about very often, if you ask me. For anyone who's tuned into the Re-Up Podcast before, we're about music, art, and culture. And that's really special to us. So I want to start off by talking about the differences between equity and equality.
You know why I'm laughing right now?
Why are you laughing right now, BeMo?
Because we're in the woods full of white people and we're going to talk about equity and equality.
That's right up.
Well, how you want to start it, man? What you want to talk about?
I think, first of all, I always like to bring it back to this little graphic that essentially easily explains equity. Mm-hmm. And it's essentially a bunch of people who are trying to see over a fence. And they're all different heights. And to see over this fence, which is taller than all of them, they need to get different, boxes under them. So since they're different heights, somebody needs 2 boxes to get over the fence and to see it. Another person needs 1 because they're taller. The next person might be shorter and they need 3. And right. You even it out to a point where everyone has what they need and they're on an even playing field. So that's equity in a short and easy kind of explanation. But when it gets down to social issues and interacting with others, equity for me is just being treated fairly in a way where everyone's given what they need and nobody's given more or
Interesting.
less. Yeah.
Let's bring it home, though.
Okay.
Let's bring it to right now.
Right now.
Do you feel like Submersion Fest? Well, you know what? I don't want to ask you that question. Defend Submersion Fest as an inclusive, equitable space.
That actually brings me to a very good point. I'm really glad you brought that up. Submersion is being equitable because we are here, right? So that's very special. But on the other hand, that also brings me to privilege.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people think privilege is, having a silver spoon and, having maybe, parents who have money or a situation where you weren't in a bad neighborhood. But honestly, I grew up middle class, normal Virginia, didn't really have too much. Parents didn't give me too much. But I have privilege because I was in front of people who were throwing shows very early on in the rap community. And it was lucky, but that gave me privilege to be here right now because I got steps ahead of others. So I think that can also come in different forms.
I want to check. Did he answer my question? I don't think he answered my question.
I did not answer.
He didn't answer my question, didn't he? Let me repeat, like I'm a politician. I want to bring it back home. I want you to defend how you feel Submersion Fest is an inclusive place. And mind you, you said we're here, but then I look around and we're here. I need you to continue your defense.
You have been here for 30 minutes. And it's, 11:30 a.m. But, okay, I'll go deeper.
Yo, wait,
the lineup is booked equitably.
Okay.
I think another side of being equitable is, not loading it with a stage that has just people of color or, doing something that's too far to one side or the other. And they did a great job. They have great representation between people of color who are playing, a good mix of female artists, femme, and a lot of different genres from all different sides of the electronic music community and lots of different subgenres. So, yeah, I would say they're equitable.
Remind me now, because I'm new to the space. Although I've been new to the space for 2 years now, I should know better. Is house music considered electronic music?
Yes, definitely.
Okay.
It is not considered bass music unless you get into like some bass house. And then house music also, I feel like, and we've talked about this before, a lot of garage and UK garage is bringing the house music fans into our experimental world and vice versa. So really appreciative of that.
You know where I'm going with this?
Where are you going with this?
Okay, so let's just say I did my this year's PBS special at Coppin State University, HBCU in the heart of West Baltimore.
Okay, congratulations.
It looks like, thank you, appreciate it. It looks like, not to be stereotypical in the woods for the white folks, but it looks like The Wire. The neighborhood looks like The Wire. It took me an hour and 20 minutes to get from downtown to Coppin State on the bus.
That's crazy.
So many stops, so much traffic.
You're wild for taking the bus.
If you want to know a place, take the bus. There you go. She know.
That's real.
If you want, and you were talking about a real romantic ride. This is gonna sound crazy though. Take your ladies somewhere Sunday, like a nursery, like a flower shop, like a cool restaurant on the bus Sunday afternoon. It's just you all on the. Anyway, I was talking about Baltimore. So I'm coming from West Baltimore.
Okay.
I have no transportation. I'm in love with house music. I want to also be submerged in all electronic music.
Okay.
Do you feel like I have an equitable chance to get to Submersion Fest?
From Baltimore.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not that far. With no transportation?
Yeah. How would I? That is my challenge towards your equity.
Okay. So you would have to trust the community. I guarantee if you were to post on the Submersion Facebook page and say that you were looking to ride share, I would bet you $100 someone would pick you up.
It would have been you?
Yeah, I live in South Baltimore.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, he is a BeMo head.
Okay.
Yeah, I truly believe that somebody would pick you up. I've done it before.
You've done it before.
I have also picked people up who just posted on Craigslist before to get to festivals.
That's crazy.
Just because I was bored, so.
That's wild.
Yeah. And I want extra gas money.
No, that's crazy. No, that's literally crazy. Why? Okay. No, why? Why did you do that? Yeah. What about this particular festival gave you the spirit or the confidence or maybe just the energy of this entire demographic, gave you the energy and confidence to be able to do that? Because I'm going to be honest with you. I wouldn't, fuck no.
This was about 2016. I was a lot younger. But yeah, I just honestly needed extra gas money, and we were driving to the Gorge. That was back when I was a PA for Gold Link, if you remember Gold Link, of course.
Do I remember Gold Link?
Gold Link?
Get out of here, man.
You know, we only got to talk about why we won't remember Gold Link, but...
Wait, what happened?
We're not going to, we can't.
Was it domestic violence?
No, it wasn't.
Was it the Scarlet Letter?
It was cancellation, actually.
Cancellation? Like the FCC?
Pretty much.
The FCC got Gold Link? What the fuck?
No, but anyways, I was driving Gold Link to the Gorge in Washington State, and I needed some extra gas money. Picked someone up from Craigslist.
So you had Gold Link and a stranger in your car?
Yeah, and he loved it.
That's crazy.
Because he's a real left field kind of guy. He likes random things happening, in his travel and situations like that. Doesn't like to fly on planes. He's an odd guy.
Okay, the reason I'm flabbergasted. I've been to festivals before. All right, I've never been to you know what I'm saying. But when I'm going to the Roots picnic, I don't go check Craigslist to see who the fuck needs a ride to Philadelphia.
Well, maybe you need a little more excitement in your life, BeMo.
Excitement? All right, all right, man.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Is that your full defense, though?
That's my full defense. I truly feel like if you did not have a car and you were in any of the tri-state areas, Baltimore, New York, and you posted on the Facebook page for Submersion, you could get a ride. And maybe next year we'll test this. We will get here without driving.
Who's from West Baltimore now?
Hell yeah.
She's Baltimore. She's black.
She would have given us a ride.
Would you have? Precisely, man.
So, BeMo, since this is your first electronic music festival,
right? My first electronic music festival.
Initial thoughts. What are you thinking here? It was a little difficult getting in, right?
Oh, no, not that difficult.
No,
man.
it was difficult.
People got to do what they got to do. You know what I'm saying?
Visually,
security.
what do you
This is crazy. I say this is crazy because I actually, about a month ago, I did do an all-black camping trip. And I grew up camping, so this is not, regardless of how I'm dressed, this is not like a new phenomenon to me.
Okay.
But when I pulled up, just for an example, when I pulled up to the camping trip a month ago with all black folks, people was in their dusty ones and they old Sambas and they old Jordans and they old twos. Like, that's what it looked like. It just
I've ruined many of Jordans at festivals.
Right. But when I look around here, I don't see that.
What do you see?
I don't know. I just see shoes, man. You know what I'm saying? I see people have their feet covered with things.
It's just the shoes. That's your first initial impression. You're looking down.
I judge demographics by their shoes.
I feel that. I initially judge people. I go
not
top
judge
down.
people.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking
I'm
at
not
your
judging
shoes
people.
If I first met you.
I am analyzing a demographic by the shoes.
It tells
like
a
when
lot.
I went to the WPFW Jazz and Justice Festival, right? There were no Jordans at that joint.
Really?
It was all organic shoes. You know how revolutionary black folks are. Organic shoes and they Birkenstocks and people out there barefoot and it's DC people out there and they New Balances or whatnot. But there were no J's out there. So that's my initial reaction to this is there are no Jordans here. I haven't seen any Jordans, and that's more of a metaphorical comment than it is like a literal comment. Because as soon as I look around, somebody gonna be in some cool J's.
No, definitely.
Yeah, right. So like that's more of a metaphorical comment because how this demographic uses space is different than I've seen other people. Like I just used Roots Picnic or Something in the Water or even like the Funk Parade in D.C. Those festivals are more linear. Like when you look at the space, you can see everything down one straight shot. Even that Made in America is kind of like in a park, so it's kind of just around a centralized location. I don't know what the fuck is over there.
That's quiet camping.
Okay, cool. We didn't go over there, but I didn't know what it was until you just told me. And I'm just seeing the more I drove into the space, the denser it is. I seen a tow truck looking to pull somebody out of some mud because they had, they were ready for that situation. So I'm a little bit in awe of the use of space, almost like manifest destiny, if you will.
I like that. One thing about Submersion, a lot of these festivals for experimental bass music and the genres that surrounds it are sound systems. So if you notice right behind us,
yes,
we have a very large Intent Audio sound system. So this comes from the original designer of Hennessy Sound Systems, which is HSD now, and they split off. And we're blessed with a very rare sound system behind us. And I know when we had our first live podcast, season 1 finale,
blew my mind.
We brought Dreamweaver sound system in, and you made a comment. You said, "Damn, I didn't know you were going to bring such beautiful speakers to our event. It's like a piece of its own. It's an art piece of its own." So that was really interesting to me when you said that, because, I love sound system culture. We're definitely going to dive into that as well. But what did you initially think when you saw these speakers? I know everyone's probably seeing a system around this size at a larger event, but yeah, I'd love to know.
It wouldn't have dawned on me that it's not, like typical speakers I could go get from Chuck Levins or from Best Buy. It didn't dawn on me until you just said that. And actually, one thing I heard on the way in here is that Submersion is kind of known for its excellent production quality. Like some of the best sounds in festivals come from this particular space.
Yep.
And so what does interest me about the electronic music space is the attention to the electronic details, even outside of like interface. So the fact that people are building speakers and they look beautiful, they look like art pieces, it does add to the artistic integrity that when I was first introduced to electronic music, I thought was missing. Oh, these fools, they don't play no instruments. They can't sing, you know what I'm saying? What did they know about music? That's what I sounded like when we started the podcast. But the more I integrated, the more you initiate me to different details, the more I'm noticed. And I'm going to go look at these speakers. But I didn't know them before.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, now I'm looking.
It's something real special.
Yeah.
Something real special. Well, yeah, now that we have talked about how you feel about Submersion.
How do you feel?
How do I feel about Submersion?
Yeah.
This is my first time at Submersion, and
You've been to a lot of electronic festivals. Where does it line up?
Yeah.
Be honest.
Yeah, and for the listeners who have not listened before, don't know about me and BeMo, I do artist management 9 to 5. I work with Rhythm City Collective. I'm part of Rhythm City Collective. We are Rhythm City Collective out of Richmond, and we go to a lot of events. We book artists at a lot of events. We work a lot of events, and I do about 10 festivals a summer. and it's not summer anymore. And I've noticed that it's definitely leaking into the fall, which I really appreciate. But my initial impression of Submersion is it reminded me of Infrasound, and it reminded me of Tipper and Friends, which are two events that also take place in a beautiful wooded forest.
Oh, okay.
Tipper and Friends takes place at Sewanee in Florida, and then Infrasound is in Minnesota at, I think, Harmony Park. So two beautiful spaces, two spaces where there are things to do other than listen to music and, you know, look at these amazing visuals and lights, but it's focused on the production. So you can just go around and listen to music and not get lost in, you know, some side quest, or any side quest you take is probably just going to lead to more music. And that's kind of how I feel about Submersion. It's very music focused, and then the visuals is also part of it, but music is definitely at the top. And that also includes curation. I also enjoy the fact that this festival is like one line. It's hard to get lost here.
Sure.
That's what a lot of my friends have said
Sure.
who statistically get lost.
Statistically lost.
Yeah, yep. So
Sure.
that's something I've enjoyed, and honestly, just the people I've met, everyone's been really, really nice, really, really welcoming. That's how I usually judge a festival. Like I was out in Colorado a few weeks ago with our friends and Air Castles and the whole crew, and we were in Telluride, Colorado, and to be honest, we did not make any new friends.
Really?
Nobody wanted to be our friends, and we stuck out like sore thumbs because we are motherfuckers from Virginia. So I don't feel like that here. It's great.
Okay, so tell me more about like this curation that you appreciate. Like, you know, I'm new to electronic music. Are there only particular genres here?
So this is bass music focused.
Okay.
So for example, yesterday, this stage, the wood stage that we're at, was very drum and bass focused.
Okay.
Which is definitely going to be a different BPM than your 140 BPM bass, dubstep, all of that good stuff. Go to the beach stage, that was bass music, and then they went into a little bit of like garage, a little more clubby. People like Amanu played, so that's more upbeat but also experimental. And then the headliner was G Jones back-to-back EPROM.
G
Jones, yes. And I think that was one of the first back-to-backs that they've had in at least a while, or possibly ever. I don't want to get quoted on that, but I've never seen them. Trey.
Okay.
Was that G Jones and EPROM's first back-to-back? Or how many times have they done that before? Is that a lot? Okay, cool. Thank you for the fact. Thank you, fact checker.
Obviously.
Thank you. It was a big moment, though. It was definitely a good blend of their two styles, which are similar but definitely original and their own.
Okay.
And yeah, it was. The crowd had a great time. I was looking around at all my friends, and I always see this look on their eyes and their faces where their jaws are dropped, and it's like my favorite thing to look at other people while I'm enjoying music. It's a selfish thing, too, and it's really why I like to do this, because I like to be a part of providing that unbridled like smile or good time.
Right.
And yeah, it brings me joy.
No, you said something a second ago. I think I want to talk more about. You said when you went to Colorado, you didn't feel like people wanted to be your friend. So as we talk about inclusivity, as we talk about now what is dead as DEI, what are some of the strategies that a festival could use, or even like people at a festival can do to make people feel comfortable? Because I'll be honest, maybe because I went to an HBCU and I grew up in all black towns and I've only worked for all black companies, I feel a little sore thumb out here. So how does a festival break that down without being like, oh, we like black folks?
So I'm not a burner.
A what?
A burner is someone who goes to Burning Man festivals and centric festivals, even the smaller regional ones. But I appreciate some of the principles that they offer, and to explain, there's 7 burner principles. I'm not going to butcher them, but I'll tell you what my favorite one is, or what used to be my favorite. I've toned down on it a little bit because I've been burned a few times, but radical inclusion. So radical inclusion essentially means that, let me paraphrase this. Radical inclusion brings me to the first regional burn that I went to I was gifted a ticket because I was tasked with sitting at the main burn and sitting there by myself, closing my eyes until somebody came up to me and wanted to hang out with me, take me somewhere else, talk to me, or go on a side quest within consent, reasonable terms,
Sure,
right?
sure.
So I sat there. I always thought that a burn was like a big fire at the end and the apex of everything, but sometimes there's explosions. And there were explosions. I mean, this burn, the main burn ended with a huge mushroom cloud explosion. I'm in Georgia at Alchemy Burn. And it was terrifying. My eyebrows got singed off. I was right at the front. And after that, I kept sitting. And somebody finally came up to me. And this girl was like, hey, do you want to use a dragon staff, which is a flow toy? It's almost like a bow staff that's weighted on both sides that you spin around your body in a dancing motion.
Sure.
If anyone knows me, I do not flow. Like, it's not my thing. I flowed for like 3 hours straight. This girl taught me how to flow with the dragon staff. And she didn't have to come up to me and talk to me at all. She didn't have to do any of that. So I would say that's an example of radical inclusion. But I think to premise and bring this all together, more communal spaces. I think that's what makes people feel a little more included, and it's easier to meet people in these festival communities and these festival spaces. I think that's a really good step in the right direction. For example, there was a fire last night, a nice bonfire by the beach.
Okay.
More of that,
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I can see that because the isolation, you come out here, you don't really know people, and I'm pretty sure there is a history, there's a tradition, there's a culture here that if you're not familiar with it and you're not in these communal spaces, it can feel weird, a little tokenizing, if you will, a little strange.
Yeah, tokenized. That's deep. That's something where I don't feel that much until something bad happens. And I guess I could tell one story.
Oh, tell all the stories.
I don't know if I told you the story on the phone the other day, and then we'll get into Rafiki. But so me and my roommates and my brothers at Rhythm City Collective threw a show at a spot called Loso. And it has a 4-point Danley sound system in Richmond, Virginia. It's very similar to another club called Flash Nightclub in D.C. Mm-hmm. Big opportunity. These people throw a lot of house music and techno events, and our music is far more experimental and kind of scary to some people. It might scare away a normal club crowd, but we brought around 200 people there, which is great for the 300 cap venue.
Okay.
We've been working towards this for a while. We booked a nice local lineup. It was pay what you can. So everyone came and, paid what they could. Everyone got paid really well. Everyone had a great time, blah, blah, blah. So I'm running, the show as much as I can. So just, making sure the artists are good to go, making sure, the rest of the collective is good, making sure our homegirl Sid, who's running the box office, is good. She calls me. At one point, she's like, hey, there's this guy. He's really drunk. Can you come here and help me? I come through. The guy is about maybe 60 years old and definitely piss drunk, possibly on some other drugs, right? He comes up to me. He's like, I'm looking for my glasses. And I'm like, yo, you should talk to the box office. Maybe they're there. They weren't there. He tells me right after that he already went to go look for his glasses and somebody cut in line. And he's telling this to me, right? He's pointing at this guy behind him. I'm not going to say it out loud because it'd be ridiculous, but he points to the guy behind him. He's like, that N-word over there. And we're at a club packed in my city. That N-word over there told me to get out of the way. He's looking at me, pointing at a white guy, telling him that. Crazy. He's really fucked up, right? So I'm running this event. This is a big opportunity. I had to put everything aside and not beat his ass, honestly. And I told him, hey, you can't fight the guy who got in front of you. This is our first time throwing an event here, and we're trying to make a good impression, and I need you to leave. Security got him out, but I was fuming after that, and it really made me think of, like, damn, why would, like, it sucks that happened to me at a point where we're trying to do our best to make a good impression, but I had to put everything aside to not act on that moment for the good of our collective and so people wouldn't see that, that aggression at that exact point. It wasn't the place, it wasn't the time, but it was hard for me. And that's the most recent moment of me feeling tokenized because I'm like, that would only happen to me and affect me in this place where I there were far and few between. So
Damn.
yeah,
Damn.
it was pretty crazy. But I
Can't even run your own damn show.
I'm gonna give props to myself. I like, y'all know me. I get mad. I did not get mad.
You do? Anybody know this Angry Alex?
Laura knows Angry Alex.
You know Angry Alex? Oh, wow.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh man.
Nah. Don't put me out there like that.
Oh man.
Let
me find out Alex stomping people out in the woods, man.
Hey, chill. Okay, well, yeah, let's get Rafiki over here.
Rafiki, it's your time, man.
It's your time, Rafiki.
It's your time.
It's gonna be a cut point.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm going to just.
Thanks for coming out so far, guys. Appreciate y'all.
Of course. The fuck?
1 second.
So you sitting in this chair over here, my man.
Right there.
Great pants.
Yeah, love your pants.
Yeah, spark one of them up too, man.
Light them up.
Come on.
We haven't smoked on the podcast in a very long
jealous.
time.
Well, we're in New Jersey, one of the best fucking legal states in the country.
Is that true?
Oh yeah. Well, you want to talk about a state that like wanted to include black people in the program? New Jersey did it better than
Okay. Cool.
Thanks for listening, y'all. If you get a chance to subscribe, like, download, and follow, we really appreciate it. You can find us on Instagram at TheReUp, ODCAST. You can also find us on Patreon for exclusive content. New episodes every other Thursday. Thanks for your trust. Appreciate y'all.